Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Shake hands, smiley faces. Smiley, smiley faces. Okay. Oh, wow, that was a huge smiley face. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. For your bell word, you are going to use 3 Post-it notes that you've been really excited about using today. I can tell that the colors were very important to you, right? You are supposed to tell me what you think of, or write what you think of, what you feel, or what your thoughts are about 3 important words. One of them is slavery, or phrases. The other is equality and justice, and the other is Underground Railroad. There is no right or wrong answer. This is all about what you feel and what you think. All right? Then you were to walk over to the chart paper, and you guys can go on over to the chart paper, Morgan, and you're to put that appropriate sticky in the right spot. So we've got a slavery board, we have equality and justice, and we have Underground Railroad. Okay? So I'm going to need all Post-its over there at this time. Okay, all Post-its up on the chart paper at this time if possible. Now, while those 2 young guys are finishing up, I want to go here. I want to teach you something new today. Have you heard of denotation or connotation?
A little bit.
Kind of shaky? All right, denotation, repeat after me, denotation.
Denotation.
Denotation involves the dictionary version of a word, or the dictionary definition of a word. It means that if we wanted to look up a dictionary definition of slavery, we literally could go to dictionary.com or the old-fashioned dictionary and find a definition for slavery. Okay? Connotation, say connotation.
Connotation.
Connotation deals with the feeling, the emotion, or the thoughts that come to mind just from hearing a word. Okay? So if I were to say right now, what's the name of the amusement park not far from here?
Silver Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City. So if I were to say that, is there a dictionary definition for Silver Dollar City?
Yeah.
Probably it would say an amusement park located in what?
Branson,
Missouri, with such and such attractions. But if I just say that, what's the connotation? What's your feeling, emotion, and thought? Scream it out now.
Roller
Water, roller coaster, fun, excitement, all day, hot if it's in the summertime. What else?
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
Candy.
Definitely
Oh
going
my
there.
gosh.
Candy. There was some type of little, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was like a slushy thing on the part.
Frozen lemonade.
Yeah, I think, oh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
the potato chips, like where they cut the potato.
Happy times, happy times. So those are all the connotative meanings of that word. But if we wanted to find the dictionary version, we could. So which one of these are we doing today? Louder.
Connotation.
We're doing connotation today. Connotation is what you feel, think, or the emotion that comes along with that word. Okay, everybody turn your chairs this way. All right, I'll be over here. You guys wait for just a few, okay? So for slavery, here are the responses that your classmates shared. Super cool, okay? They said, I see unfairness. I see people being tortured to do human labor. People who were being forced to do harsh work in the field. Black people in chains with scars and whip marks across their bodies. Depression, hard work, divided families. Masters, chains, labor. People ruling other people, the South. When I think of slavery, I think of anyone who has been forced to do things because of who they are, such as blacks, Jews, or Native Americans. A time that people would treat African Americans wrong and cruel. People in chains, starving, and being forced to work without their freedom. And then somebody used slavery in the middle, and they drew marks out to the side like a little web chart. Super cool. From slavery, they drew Africa, unfair, equality, inequality, racism, black versus white, unjust, the middle passage, and chains. Wonderful job. Slavery, serving without choice or pay. Hard work, depression, hopelessness, pain, fear, being scared. Slavery reminds me of holding people against their will and mistreating or threatening and disrespecting them. When I think of slavery, I think of mistreated people. When I think of slavery, I imagine a bunch of white people torturing them and them having to live like they did. And And that was the gist of slavery. Oh, here's another one. When I think of slavery, I think of mental, physical imprisonment of a person in which they're forced to do labor. I think that's right, in which they're forced to do labor. Okay? That sums up slavery. Okay? You think that's a good summation of what that is?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what you said about equality and justice. Equality. When I think of equality, I think of a world where everyone is equal. Everyone being treated equal, no matter race, religion, or sexuality. Treating each other equally. When anyone can do anything. When I think of equality and justice, I think of America. I believe everything is equal, and some we all live and have hair, so we have the same traits. All right, here's another web. Equality and justice. They have Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, fairness, fair trial, and Harriet Tubman. Every man being treated fairly. God made everyone equal. The slaves becoming free. Martin Luther King Jr. and Batman. Yeah. Okay. Free to be who we want to be. Freedom, rights to be with your family. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The freedom to be free and to have rights. Love, hope, and peace. I like that one. I think of court and police officers when they think of equality and justice. Every man being treated equally. Okay? Underground Railroad. Okay? Now we haven't given a definition of this for you, but we know that there's a connection somewhere between Harriet Tubman and Underground Railroad. So let's see what it is. Is it a train on tracks?
No.
Okay, is it a system? Is it a process? We're going to find out. So here's what you said. Escaping, slave hunters, punishment, slaves running and knocking on doors from house to house. Slaves escaping, a tunnel with a train, a secret passageway for travel. Escape, free, punished, scared, tunnel. Y'all thinking about downsiders now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A railroad that Harriet Tubman started that helped free slaves. When I think of the Underground Railroad, I think of a train going underground. Underground trade, slaves transportation. Here's the web. Underground Railroad, I see lanterns, families, savior, freedom, help, and fairness. Underground Railroad reminds me of a movie called Jurassic World because it has a scene where the water dinosaur is underwater and it takes people underground. A subway. Underground Railroad, a way to escape from slavery. Subway tracks. And last one, freedom. A system where slaves are to escape to the north through a system of notes, I think it says. Okay? So all of these thoughts put together, everybody's perception of what these things mean are very different, right? And I think one of the things it shows us is that all of our differences together make a great thing. And so when I think of equality and justice, I think of all those things that you wrote. I think of Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. I think, Civil War, I left that out. Which we're going to get to in this particular book. And so all of these combination of things makes the world beautiful. You see all these different colors up here?
Yeah.
That's what makes this beautiful. That's what makes the compilation of all these things beautiful. Even though we started out in a really bad place, these two bad places, we at least have now where you guys can make changes, and little politicians and little lawyers and little Kinleys and little Rileys are going to make a difference. Okay? Yay! Give yourselves a hand. Alright, now face front. What do we know about Harriet's life so far? What are her living conditions like, Kinley?
She was born into slavery, and she has that she's watched by an old lady that can't do anything.
Yeah, she's born into slavery. She's watched by an old lady who can no longer work. And how does she describe this old lady? Really nice, loving little old lady, right? No, she describes her as being mean. She describes her as having 1,000 wrinkles. What literary element is that saying she has 1,000?
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. It just means that she's pretty old, okay? Now, what are her living conditions like? What's her home like? Where she lives, Miles?
She lives in a very small hut.
She lives in a small, probably cabin type situation. What does it look like in the inside?
Oh, I was gonna say they eat out of a trough.
Yeah, I think that hit a lot of people yesterday because first hour, that was the first thing they said too. They were like, she ate out of a trough. Like, how inhumane is that? And here's the mental slavery part of that. The mental slavery part of that is if I treat, the master's thinking if I treat you like an animal, then you're going to behave like an animal. But if I treat you like a human being and give you a table and utensils and a napkin, a cloth napkin, then you're going to think you're somebody. And you're not going to want to stay here and work for me. Do you get how that works now? If I give you a beautiful table and you sit at the table every day and eat dinner, you're going to think you want to leave here and go find a real life somewhere. But I don't want to treat you that way. I don't want you to know you have anything better out there in the world. I want you to think this is it and this is where you're going to be. The mental slavery part. Kenley?
They live in like a one-room cabin and they sit on the floor.
Yep, one room cabin. Any furniture? No, they sit on the floor. Any windows? No. Now, some documentaries you watch about slavery, you will see furniture, a few handmade furniture items in the cabin. It just depended on the master. Some masters were more lenient than others, okay? But still very strict, but some may have allowed them to have a few more things. Michaela?
Then we had a few blankets.
Okay, a few blankets, a few worn out, hand-me-down type blankets to keep warm. Who are her parents? Anybody? Old Rit and old Ben. Do they seem to be well respected on the plantation?
Yeah.
They seem to be well respected. Do they have other children?
Yes.
Where are some of those children? One person. Where are some of those children? Kaylin, where are old Rit and old Ben's older children? They've been what? Hired what? What does it say? Hired in or out? You remember that part? Nate?
Hired out.
Hired out. What does that mean? Who can give me a clarification? Donovan?
Kind of like renting them out.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like renting. Talk to me about it. What are they doing? What's being done?
Well, if some people like on a plantation can't afford to buy slaves, they pay another slave owner, and the slave will work for the opposite slave owner for a certain amount of time.
Absolutely, for a certain amount of time. And the slave, normally does the slave get anything in that transaction? No. If so, a very, very small amount. What do you think the slaves might have been saving their small amounts of money for? Emma? Freedom, okay? To buy their freedom. What percentage of the time do you guys predict that they were actually able to do that? What would you predict, Mason? What would you predict the percentage of time that a slave was able to actually save enough money to buy their freedom?
Probably
What would be your prediction?
5% of the time.
Okay, you think 5%? Bodie, what would your percentage be? 3%. All right. Trevor, what would yours be? You think 6, a little bit higher? Okay. So we'll find all of that out. What do you predict Harriet's life is going to be like as a 6-year-old? Make a prediction. What should her life be like as a 6-year-old? What should she be doing at 6? Let's talk. David?
She should be, learning numbers in school and, getting home, running around.
Okay. Running around, having fun, learning at school. Okay, Miles?
Whatever 6-year-old girls do.
Whatever 6-year-old girls do. Play with what?
Dolls.
Play with dolls. What were we doing at 6? I had major Barbie build-up. I had all of my Barbies that had my Ken. I had a pink Cadillac Barbie car. I had a red Ferrari Barbie car. To this day, I passed it down to my niece. I really have. The trunk is falling in and the tires all tilted to the side, but it's still rolling, okay? So I had a big case, a big pink case packed full of Barbie clothes. 6. Doing what 6-year-olds do. I was a little lonely because I didn't have a lot of neighbors, so I would make mud pies and put them in my strawberry shortcake oven and bake them.
My sister says.
And I'd sprinkle grass on top because that was the topping. And I'd sell them and pretend to make money. I was a little lonely. My brother was 6 years older than me, so he'd gone off to college, so I didn't have anything else to do. Go.
The getting fed properly.
Fed properly, the basics, fed properly. Have a comfortable place to lay her what? Head. Have friends, have fun. Family to take care of her without her family being in all these different places working. What else? Common necessities. Miles?
Like a family that could actually provide for you.
A family that could actually
Provide for
provide.
your needs, like
Yeah.
provide for your needs.
Exactly. Kinley?
Like taking a shower every day.
Taking a shower. Taking a bath every day. At least being clean and healthy. Okay? The basics. Michaela?
Having clothes.
Clothes to wear. Some type of clothing. Okay? The basics. Last one, Donovan.
I was gonna say utensils.
Utensils to eat. Okay? The basics. Everything we just named, Harriet does not have. Okay? Except a family that loves her. But definitely a family that is not able to provide for her as much as she wants. What literary element is it when this story from the Bible is mentioned here to send us a message? Allusion, but what kind? Biblical allusion. Okay? And I think that was on the pretest yesterday.
It was.
Mhm.
It was.
So biblical allusion is the mention of the story. Now, what connection is that? What does that have to do with Harriet Tubman?
Slaves.
What's the connection here? Yes.
The Underground Railroad.
Underground Railroad, but that Harriet might.
Slaves.
Brendan, what do you think? What does Moses have to do with Harriet? What does her mom? Mm-hmm.
They're like both the saviors of the Israelites and
Okay. In this part of the story, if you think about it, it kind of gives you goosebumps that her mom is telling her this story about Moses saving his people, not knowing that her own child is going to be a Moses to her own people. Ooh. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? Okay. All right, so that's what happens, okay?
That's legit.
So you see how on the previous page I was telling you it's kind of like, you know, it's just unbelievable how she's being prepared for something that she doesn't even know she's going to do. Okay, let's make some time. Orit taught Harriet the words to that song that the slaves were forbidden to sing because of the man named Denmark Vesey, who had urged the other slaves to revolt by telling them about Moses and the children of Israel. Sometimes in the quarter, Harriet heard snatches of it, sung under her breath, almost whispered, "Go down, Moses." But she learned the words so well that she never forgot them. Now, do you guys know that song? All right, turn to page.
Looks like you're singing, Miss Watson. Are you gonna show something
Page 17. Okay, this is how that goes.
Don't be a killjoy, Miss Watson.
Jordan.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. I want you to write about something that you've heard about present day in which now we know the slaves have no equality. Equality and justice don't mean anything to the slaves right now. We all agree on that, right? So now we've progressed all the way to 2016. Write about a time that you've heard of, either on the news, something you read, something you saw, something you heard someone talk about, something that may have gone on right in the near states of where we are, near Missouri. Write about a time when you think equality and justice did not exist for someone or some group of people, okay? Doesn't matter what it is, okay? And I'm not going to come and ask you about it, okay? Write about a time that you've heard about or something that's going on in this world in which you think equality and justice don't mean anything to that group of people or that person. Or it could be outside of the United States. That's fine with me too, okay? Write about something in the news, something social media, something current event that you've heard of, talked about, discussed with someone, any of those, that you feel equality and justice are not where they should be in 2016.